All right, great to have you. Welcome to the program. Thanks. It is the Joe Pags Show. Great radio stations all over the place. Newsmax TV, iHeartRadio, joepags.com. Make sure you go there for Twitter. I want you to go to Facebook, too, but I put a link on Facebook for the Twitter. But I've got a Pags poll up right now. It's hashtag PAGSPOLL, and go and vote. I've got three options. It's early voting. It's where I voted early. I'm going to vote on November 8th, or I'm definitely not going to vote this time. And right now, it's very, very close between early voted and we'll vote on November 8th. A few people have said they're not going to vote on Tuesday at all. Dinesh D'Souza, movie maker. He's an author. He's a New York Times bestseller. The movie Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democratic Party is doing incredibly. It's a wonderful documentary. I learned a ton from it. I consider myself in the know. If you haven't seen it yet, go and see it before the election. Dinesh, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and boy, it's been fascinating to see the way in which all these Wikileaks revelations, all the revelations coming out of the FBI have just been, the jigsaw pieces that have completed the argument of the movie.
It's as if, Dinesh, you don't have to even back up anything in the movie. And by the way, you do in the book, you back everything up. But it's as if you don't have to back up anything. We're actually seeing what it would look like had Saul Alinsky run for president back in the day, right?
That's a really good point. And, as you know, in the film, we focus not so much on the radical or leftist aspect of Alinsky, but the gangsterish element of Alinsky, the way that Alinsky operated in the Al Capone mode. And this is not a mere analogy. I mean, Alinsky was in the Al Capone organization. He would literally review the names of potential people that the Capone gang was getting ready to assassinate. He was that close to Frank Nitti, the number two guy in the mob. And it's pretty remarkable to think that, think of Alinsky's influence. You have Obama, the president, and Hillary, the aspiring next president, both influenced by this Chicago racketeer.
Yeah, unbelievable. It is Dinesh D'Souza. Go to Hillary's America, the movie.com, Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com. Buy 1 or 10 DVDs there. Is still in any movie theaters, Dinesh, or is it all DVD and online now?
Yeah, no, it's all DVD and online, so it's available in Costco and Walmart and Target, and you can also digitally download it from iTunes or Amazon. Of course, the book is available everywhere, and boy, I hope that this is something the American people, I think with Hillary, a lot of people wanted to vote for Hillary because they thought she's the first woman, she seems to be competent, she's been in public life all her life,
right. And
now they realize that they are being asked to swallow a frog. Now, you can try to swallow a frog, but after a while it sticks in your throat and you feel like spitting it out. And I just hope that that's where the American people are as we move into Tuesday.
Let's talk about some of what we've found out since we last spoke. WikiLeaks has been dumping all sorts of stuff. Project Veritas has done a great job of undercover showing that political action committees are working directly with the candidate, which is illegal. You've got the DNC working with the candidate to try to snuff out politically the other candidate. I mean, Podesta yesterday in one of these email dumps said, where do we stick the knife in Bernie? We've got to crush him. We've got to cream him. And he's talking with somebody from the DNC, which is not supposed to be pulling for one candidate over the other. The Debbie Wasserman Schultz stuff, of course. Donna Brazile getting questions allegedly from Roland Martin, giving them to the Clinton campaign before a town hall on CNN. I mean, you could have predicted all this stuff, right?
Well, exactly. When we talk about the argument in the movie and people say, well, gee, if all this is true, Dinesh, how come people don't know it? How come it's been camouflaged? Who could possibly have the kind of power to disguise a story like this? And the answer is academia, Hollywood, and the media. And when you find the media collaborating openly with Hillary, I mean, guys sending her stories for approval in advance, the Hillary campaign editing news stories that are appearing in major newspapers, as you mentioned, debate questions being fed in advance. We remember the second debate, Martha Raddatz for a moment forgot that she was not Hillary Clinton. She was literally debating Trump until she finally caught herself. And so I think with Hillary, what we're seeing here basically is this, and that is that this is a bottomless basement of corruption and scandal. And just when we think we're at the ground floor, we realize, Joe, we're at the third floor. There are 2 more floors below us. There's more to go.
Amazing. It is Dinesh D'Souza, Hillary's America, themovie.com, or pick it up at your favorite store. You've got to get this movie. I watched it early on. I've watched it several times since. I've shown it to my family. I've shown it to friends, anybody who will watch this with me, and they walk away going, wow, I can't believe that. Let me ask you this. Is part of this Alinskyite democratic history in our country, is part of that just bold-faced lying to our faces? You got Obama on the campaign trail in an unprecedented fashion, a sitting president campaigning this hard for somebody who would be his successor. He's lying about Trump wanting the KKK to be involved in America. He's lying about Trump wanting to bypass the Constitution, something he's done over and over. He's lied about Obamacare, which we know next year we're all going to see another 25% hike. Is lying a keystone to gaining this power and keeping this power in control?
Well, lying is the mechanism to achieve the goal. And what is the goal? The goal is extortion. One of the things that Alinsky admired most about the mob is he said, listen, they can go down a whole street and collect money from every storekeeper on the street in exchange for protection. But protection from whom?
Right.
Protection from them. They're selling protection against themselves.
Right.
And so he thought this was marvelous, except he knew that the downside was that sometimes these mafia guys got knocked off. So Alinsky figured out, how do I transfer this to politics, where I can extort money from cities, from businesses, from individuals without getting knocked off? And I see modern progressivism as essentially one massive extortion scheme.
We have so much information out there. And again, it's author and movie maker Dinesh D'Souza, all-around great guy. Hillary's America, themovie.com. As we've watched this unfold, there is so much information out there showing who Hillary Clinton is, who the people are who surround her, what her foundation actually is. And you really highlight this in your movie in a great way. $12 million payoffs basically from Morocco to go and hold some summit there. You've got Haiti. The people in Haiti might have survived better. The most recent hurricane had the money to the Clinton Foundation actually gone there and rebuilt infrastructure, which it didn't. It went to some friend of the Clintons. You've got all this information out there about Podesta and this guy Mook and Hillary Clinton and all the underhanded, horrible things they've done, and yet we're still looking at a race that's nearly tied. Why is that, Dinesh? Do people are people having a hard time ingesting all of this, or do they not believe it, or what's the story?
Well, I think when you look at the way, if you and I did not get Fox News and we didn't listen to talk radio and we got our information from ABC, NBC, and CBS. Now, by the way, these are three channels that have never mentioned our movie. Our movie is the biggest political film of the year. It's in the top 10. Oh, you would not know it exists. They're scared of it, and so they don't say a word about it. So this is a case where the media is huffing and puffing to drag Hillary across the finish line. And so I think we can't blame the American people. The American people, if they actually had a fair picture of Trump, including all the bad stuff, and a fair picture of Hillary, I would absolutely trust them to deliver a sound verdict. The problem is most people do not get their information directly. It's refracted through the prism of the media. Now, as you know, as I think forward, if Hillary wins, I don't think she will, but if she does, then we're looking at a gangsterized America. You know, my wife Debbie's from Venezuela. I'm from India. Right. We both grew up in countries run by gangs. And so, so we're very aware of what this America might look like, and we're worried about it because we came to America for a different kind of life. And Debbie's here with me right now, and both of us just say, wow, how close America is to losing this fragile American dream that has sustained us for 200 years.
I want to talk to Debbie in a moment, but I first want to throw this at you. I just want to get your feelings on this, your reflection on this. Hillary Clinton yelled, "Why am I not up by 50%?" I mean, and now at these campaign stops, she's yelling and screaming more, "I don't want the negative, blah, blah, blah." She's like angry. It's almost like a child who had her bottle taken away. Maybe the entitlement to have the presidency is going away. And then this happened today, Dinesh. I just want to play a little bit of audio. Listen to this.
Hold up! Hold up! Hold up! Hold up, hold up, hold up! Hey, listen.
Obama's got no control here. Hold on.
Hey. Listen up. Hey, everybody. Hey, listen up. Hey, I told you to be focused, and you're not focused right now. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold up. Everybody sit sit down and be quiet for a second.
I mean, Dinesh, she actually gets to everybody sit down and be quiet. It's like these audiences aren't buying the BS anymore. It's like, yeah, it's like.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
I mean, it's like it's like. Well, hold on. It's like Daddy Obama and Mommy Hillary have completely lost control. Black voters aren't showing up. Hispanics, I don't think, are going for Hillary as much as many people thought they would. And Obama's standing there going, "Why aren't you genuflecting to me?" Did I misread that?
No, the unbelievable. I think we get a window, and this is where WikiLeaks helps. And by the way, Joe, I don't like the fact that we're getting this information through leaks.
Right.
I'd love to see it in the New York Times or CBS News. But right now, WikiLeaks is the most important investigative journalism in America. They're telling us stuff. And imagine if we didn't have them. We wouldn't know any of this. So
Amazing.
The remarkable thing is we're beginning to see how these elites operate, their sense of entitlement, their grotesque practices, the way they do underhanded dealings, their collusions with foreign governments and foreign entities. These people are shameless. And then they put on a baby face and they pretend to be defending the interests of America and looking out for the rest of us. And I think you have to be born yesterday to believe that this is actually true.
All right. So your wife Debbie sings the Star Spangled Banner. She does an incredible job in the movie.
She's amazing.
No, what she is now. What's going on with her? She's getting some accolades, right?
Yeah. Oh no. The thing that's wonderful is this is a horror movie, as you know. I didn't want people to leave the movie feeling horribly depressed and feeling that they had just come out of Halloween 2. So we wanted to leave people motivated, inspired, and fired up. And so Debbie is the critical transition point where we basically remind people of what America's all about, and we begin to transition to the fact that, look, no matter how bad things are, no matter how corrupt these guys are, no matter whether the infestation has now gone into the Justice Department, Loretta Lynch and all her minions, nevertheless, Hillary can't get to the White House without the American people signing on the dotted line on Tuesday.
Right.
So the American people are now standing in between Hillary and her own overweening ambition. So with your permission, I'll put Debbie on to say a word about her take on it.
I would love that. Dinesh, we appreciate you. Debbie, how are you?
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Debbie, we love having you on. We're live on Newsmax TV and on the radio stations across the land. And Dinesh just talked about the amazing transition you singing that song was in the movie. But also, as you, an immigrant from Venezuela, a gang-run country, watching what's unfolding, just compare and contrast that to what you grew up with.
Yes. Well, actually, I've been, when I was growing up in Venezuela, Venezuela was a beautiful, thriving country. It was not socialist.
Yeah.
It became that way in 1999, but not as fast as everyone thinks. It actually took 9 years for Hugo Chavez to start the Socialist Party of Venezuela. But I wanted to give a little bit of a warning because in Venezuela in 1999, actually probably beginnings of 1998, the Conservative Party, Venezuela was run by two parties, the Conservative center-right and then the center-left party. The right party actually self-destructed, which created a vacuum that essentially brought Hugo Chavez to power. He ran in an election. He won that election pretty fair and square. It was after that the issues began to happen. But I see our party, the Republican Party, doing the exact same thing that Copé in Venezuela did.
Yeah.
And so for many years, I've been kind of beating that drum, telling people, you know what, we are headed for disaster. We cannot splinter off because once you do that, it has been essentially almost 18 years, and Venezuela cannot get it right. They can't get it back together.
I'm almost out of time, Debbie, but I want to ask you very, very quickly. If Trump wins, we have a chance to save it. If Trump, because the Republicans are coming home now, even Paul Ryan's coming home now. But if he doesn't win, do you foresee something happening here like what happened there?
I believe it will happen. And it will happen slowly, but it will happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that we could ever win another election again if we lose it this time. So, unfortunately. And thanks for that plug on God Bless America.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
It's actually,
I think I said the Star Spangled Banner. Of course, it was God Bless America, and you were amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. It's actually available on iTunes. In case anybody wants to hear it, we're really proud of it.
Is it listed under your name, Debbie D'Souza, or is it listed under the movie?
Yes. No, it's under Debbie D'Souza. It's a single that came out, and it's super cool.
I'm going to link to it because everybody has to hear you sing that.
Yeah.
It gave me goosebumps. I have goosebumps thinking about hearing it again. So amazing. Listen, we love you and Dinesh. We'll see you guys very soon, and I appreciate the time. I got to run here, and I'm going to make sure that I link to the song on iTunes. Debbie, we'll talk soon. Debbie and Dinesh D'Souza, go get Hillary's America the movie. You can go to the website. You can go and get it at your favorite store, and we're back after this on the Joe Pag Show.